The case of the missing diamond. In this mystery, a diamond was stolen from somebody's desk. The kids try to figure out who did it.
This is a mystery from Session 2 of the Mystery Detectives Kit, which is an after-school KidzScience forensics kit. Forensics is when science is used to investigate crimes. Each session in the Mystery Detectives Kit has a different mystery for kids to investigate.
In this video, we'll show you how to run the Session 2 mystery from this 4-session kit. And since the other 3 sessions have similar steps, you'll get an idea how to run all the sessions.
The case of the missing diamond starts out with a statement from each of the suspects. Children volunteer, taking turns reading these statements out loud. Then, they all look at evidence from the crime scene.
In all sciences, evidence is used to make explanations or to answer questions. In forensic sciences, evidence is used to make explanations about who committed a crime and how it happened. As the children try to solve the mysteries in pairs, remind them, like scientists, to keep their explanations based on all the available evidence.
Next, they get case files. Case files include pictures of each suspect, their suspect statements, and their footprints and fingerprints. Then, you hand out a crime scene sheet to each pair.
So here's the crime scene. What observations can you make about it?
Maybe you observe footprints coming from what looks like a puddle of paint on the floor, and that the footprints appear to be from 2 different kinds of shoes.
Maybe you observe that there appear to be both left and right footprints from one type of shoe, but there only appear to be right footprints from the other shoe type.
After making observations, they begin to make inferences. Inferences are statements we make based on observations.
For example, after observing that there are only right footprints from one shoe type, the children make up inferences to try to explain this.
Like maybe it was made by a person hopping on one leg.
Or maybe the person just stepped in the paint with one foot.
Or maybe the footprints were left by a person with a shoe tied to their head who bounced through the room.
Okay, that's possible, but it's not a very good inference. Inferences are logical guesses that make sense.
And making logical inferences from careful observations is at the heart of all scientific investigations.
The kids have lots of fun making inferences, but often they have a hard time remembering which part of what they said is the observation and which part is the inference.
The learning goal of the Mystery Detectives Kit is to understand the difference between observations and inferences. As the leader, you help the kids out with this.
So, for example, a kid might say, I think the footprints were made by a guy on a skateboard, pushing with his right foot. He skateboarded up to the desk, stole the diamond, then rode away.
So you might ask, what part of that is your observation?
Just the footprints.
Right, and the rest is the inference. So we know the footprints are there, and although the rest might be true, we really don't know.
After the kids share their inferences, the leader passes out the fingerprint evidence sheet. In this case, it shows fingerprints found on a hammer at the scene of the crime.
The kids try to match these prints with the prints of the suspects.
During Make Sense, the children try to solve the mystery.
The other mysteries in the kit are the case of the bicycle crash, the case of the missing money, and the case of the missing painting.
All the mysteries are set up a lot like the one we're showing you right here. Most of the evidence is printed sheets that make the materials real easy to manage.
One of the tips for running these sessions is to not hand out all the sheets at once, because that can be pretty overwhelming. Instead, hand them out one at a time in the order described in the session guide, and be sure kids have enough time to investigate each sheet before they receive another one.
Each mystery also has an evidence bag, which includes some real objects like these gloves.
So you may be wondering, what did happen to the diamond in that mystery?
Sorry, we don't give out the answer.
But we've got good reasons.
Right. If the answer were to get out, you couldn't do the mystery again. Who would want to try to solve a mystery that you already knew the answer to?
Also, not giving out the answer is more realistic.
In the real world, a jury can't come up with a verdict and then say, hey, judge, would you look in the back of the book to see if that was the right answer? It doesn't work that way, and neither does science. You come up with the best explanation you can based on all the available evidence. You discuss ideas with others and try to be as careful and open-minded as possible. The more careful you are, the more certain you can be, but you can never be completely certain.
Another reason for not telling is that when you do, the kids usually stop thinking.
But if you don't give the answer, the kids often keep on thinking and talking about the mystery long after the session is over, and the excitement level can get pretty high.
That's the Mystery Detectives Kit.
Happy sleuthing.
Funding provided by Oracle, the Noyce Foundation, the S.D. Bechtel Jr. Foundation, the David and Lucille Packard Foundation, and the Stephen Bechtel Fund.